Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today we are back with 5 more book recommendations for you. Today's theme, books that will make you cry. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I just love a book that gives me all the feels and that makes me cry. I'm not afraid to admit it. Sometimes you just love connecting with characters so much and stories that crying isn't a bad thing. Just like at a show or a movie or whatever. I don't actively seek it out, but I'm not gonna turn it away either. So, if you're like me and you don't mind getting emotional over a book or a story, then check out this video because I have 5 great recommendations for you. All right, the first book I want to talk to you guys about is Still Alice by Lisa Genova. Still Alice follows our main character, who is a 50-year-old woman named Alice, who is a celebrated Harvard professor, and one day on a run, she realizes that she doesn't know where she is. After a few more events of forgetfulness and disorientation, she is diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. The rest of this book just follows her and her family while they begin to cope with Alice's diagnosis and her rapidly declining health. This book is just heartbreaking. I consider myself incredibly lucky that no one in my family has suffered from Alzheimer's disease, but this book really gives you a firsthand look of what that is like. It's a really raw, really honest account of what Alzheimer's decline looks like, especially from the perspective of the person with the diagnosis. For obvious reasons, it's just sad. It's just heartbreaking. You can very easily put yourself into Alice's shoes and her family's shoes. The author does a phenomenal job. I believe she's actually a neuroscientist, so she has a lot of experience working in this realm. She also has one other book that really explores a very, very interesting neurological disorder called Left Neglected. That is another one to pick up. Not as sad as Still Alice, but also very good. But yeah, Still Alice is just a devastating account of what this type of degenerative illness looks like for the patient and the family of the patient. All right, the next book I want to talk to you guys about is The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. It should be a giveaway, a dead giveaway for this one. A puppy. We know what's going to happen here, right? We know why this is sad. You don't need to know a lot about this book to know why this is going to be sad, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is a book about life told from a dog's perspective. Think human mind, dog body. Our main character is a golden retriever? Our main character is a dog named Enzo and his owner Denny, and the book starts the night before Enzo passes away. From there, he recounts the story of his life and his life with Denny and the highs and lows of just a life well lived. We are also given chapters about car racing, which is used as a very heavy metaphor in this book. They are interesting, they're a little off story, but they kind of help to break up our narrative and give us something else to focus on. The good thing too about this book is that it will make you laugh out loud. Enzo's character is so funny, so insightful, and like I said, it's really, think like a human brain, what a human would think, but who is unable to express themselves in the same way that a human could. And honestly, who doesn't love a book about a relationship between man and dog? Within the first few pages, you'll be crying because you know going into it that this obviously ends in a very sad way, but the journey of this story is so worth it that knowing where it's going is fine. Funny story about this book, I brought this on vacation with me several years ago when my husband and I went on vacation, and I finished reading it when we were like laying out by the pool. Gave it to my husband to read. He ran through it in a day or two, and then he finished it, and we were laying by the pool, and he was quietly crying behind his sunglasses, which, like, duh, of course. And a few minutes later, he looked over at the couple sitting next to him and said, "Hey, I just read this great book. I'm gonna pass it on to you. This man gave away my book." That was my book. What was he thinking? It's amazing I married him after that. He just gave it away. Like, I didn't just love that book, and maybe I wanted to like play with it for a little while. I don't know, just gave it away. I obviously had to go pick up another copy because I need to have this on my shelves at all time for the next time I'm looking to be absolutely and utterly devastated. All right, the next book I want to talk about is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. This book follows our main character, Eddie, who on his 83rd birthday is killed trying to save a little girl at his job. Eddie has largely lived a life that he thinks has been meaningless, and when he arrives in heaven, he finds out that heaven isn't actually a destination so much as it's a place where you'll go to find the meaning of your life, explained by the 5 people whose lives you impacted the most. This book is about Eddie meeting his 5 people, intermittent with chapters about his life, so that you come to know him and his life and his story really well. This book was a tearjerker for me because it explores the theme of a meaningful life so well. It's so easy to wonder what impact we've made on this world and question what it is exactly we're doing here. And this book really takes the theme and runs with it. The fourth person Eddie meets in heaven in particular always sets me off emotionally. I won't say more than that because you just have to go read it, but this is easily my favorite Mitch Albom book of all time. It's very small, very short, very easy to get through. I've probably read it about a dozen times. And whenever I'm kind of feeling a little bit lost in the world and I need to be grounded a little bit and just reminded of the impact everyone makes on each other, I turn to this one and give it a quick read. The next two books are books I've actually talked about in previous videos, but they impact me enough that I thought I would put them on this list as well, in case you haven't seen those videos. And the first is The Two Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silver. This book is about a woman named Lydia, whose fiance is killed on her 28th birthday. While she's grieving, she's given this prescription for sleep medication, and the first time she uses it, she wakes up in a version of reality where her fiance, Freddie, isn't dead. The book then proceeds to alternate chapters between her waking life, where Freddie is dead, and her sleeping life, where she gets to continue her life as it was supposed to be if he hadn't been killed. This book had me crying every few pages. It's just so raw, and the author does such a good job of helping you immerse yourself into the pain of Lydia's loss. Who hasn't yearned for just a little more time with somebody that you've lost? Those are the feels that this book brings out to you. You know that type of grief and sadness that makes your heart and your chest hurt? That's what this book does to me. An awesome exploration of grief and the idea of moving on or losing yourself to the life that you thought you would have. And the last recommendation I have for you if you are looking for something that'll give you a good cry is The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. This book follows a woman named Carolyn in 1970 whose husband has been killed in the Vietnam War, and she is also pregnant and found out that her unborn daughter has a heart defect that is fatal. Carolyn's brother-in-law comes up with a very unique solution on how she may be able to save her daughter. Enter a little bit of sci-fi. This book is sad for obvious reasons, but the real devastation of this story comes in the form of two twists. One about halfway through the book and one closer to the end. This book is just so heartbreaking as it explores the incredible bond between a parent and a child. I certainly think I am a little more affected by this book than I would have been before I became a mother, but I don't think it loses its impact at all if you aren't a parent. All right, guys, and that is it. 5 book recommendations if you are looking for something to give you a good cry. Let me know what you think down below if you've read any of these, if they gave you the same impact as they gave me, and any other recommendations. I'm always looking to add something to my TBR that's going to give me all the feels. As always, thank you so much for watching. Go follow me over on Instagram. It is the same handle. I try to post on there a little bit more of my real life, not just my bookish life. So if you have any interest in getting to know me any better, go check it out over there. Either way, hopefully I will see you guys very soon. Bye!